specific reference to the West Edmonton Mall. A video posted online urges Muslim fighters to launch lone wolf attacks. Steve Niles is following the story.
In this video, they call for attacks against specific Western shopping centers, one of which is the West Edmonton Mall. There was also threats made against the Mall of America in Minnesota, as well as shopping centers in the UK and France. We're also hearing from the RCMP this morning talking about the group Al-Shabaab. They are saying there is no evidence at this time of any specific or imminent threat to Canadians, so important note there. We've also heard from U.S. officials as well, because the Mall of America being threatened there. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson was on CNN this morning, and he said if anyone's going shopping at the Mall of America, they should be careful.
CBC's Steve Niles. And now to Ukraine's second biggest city, Kharkiv.
The city of devastated.
At least 2 people were killed and 10 wounded after a bomb exploded at a rally. The blast happened as people gathered near the city's sports stadium for a march in support of national unity and to mark 1 year since the uprising that toppled the pro-Russian president. Several suspects have been detained by security forces. Meanwhile, in the eastern part of the country, there is some progress meeting the conditions of a ceasefire agreement. Prisoners have been exchanged.
Mark, we're glad to have you on the show. What was it like when you first see Steve Carell playing Johnny Potts, the man who murdered your brother?
I was startled. I thought Johnny Potts had been resurrected from the dead. I mean, he walked like him, talked like him, he looked like him. It was amazing. His makeup guy, Joe Corso, had transformed him to such a degree. And not only that, but the way he portrayed DuPont was spot on. So would you say that the movie is very close to what actually happened? Yes, I would. It's I wouldn't say it's it's scene for scene exact portrayal of the darkest part of my life, but they did. The director is the director is a genius. He is a master filmmaker. He was able to condense everything down, compress everything down, and he used fictional narrative techniques to get to the heart of and truth of the story.
Mark, what was it like? Did Channing Tatum talk to you much about yourself? He's playing you, obviously. And did Mark Ruffalo talk about your brother Dave much to you to kind of get a feel of the characters, the real-life people that they're going to play in this movie?
Well, I spent a lot of time with Channing. I coached him early on. He flew me to New York and Montreal to hang around him to see how I acted, I walked, talked, ate, how I looked, and I taught him how to make his lats wider and his wrestling. I taught him my favorite wrestling techniques. And Mark Ruffalo I didn't spend as much time with because he had John Gira spending most of his time, and also John Gira trained Mark Ruffalo to wrestle like Dave, and so I did spend some time with Mark, but most of my time was spent with Channing and the director Bennett Miller. There's a last question.